As-salamu alaykum, dear friends and colleagues. We are continuing the topic of why the air conditioner cools weakly. The next reason is that the amount of refrigerant inside is more than the norm. Regardless of the cooling or heating mode, there must be amount of Freon specified by the manufacturer inside the air conditioner. If it were possible to increase the cooling or heating power by increasing the Freon, everyone would do it. In reality, in both cases, we observe weak cooling of the air conditioner. As we mentioned in our previous lesson, the boiling temperature in the evaporator is optimally calculated at plus 5 degrees Celsius or plus 41 degrees Fahrenheit. When Freon is increased, the boiling temperature rises. When it is decreased, it falls. Okay, suppose I added some Freon to the system. What will happen? If for any reason we add Freon to an air conditioner that has a normal amount of Freon, the boiling temperature in the evaporator will occur at a higher temperature. For example, let's say it will be 10 degrees Celsius. According to the second law of thermodynamics, heat energy transfers from a body with a higher temperature to one with a lower temperature. The greater this temperature difference, the more intense the heat exchange. When the boiling temperature process in the evaporator is above the optimal temperature, plus 5 degrees Celsius, the heat exchange weakens. In addition, a large part of both the evaporator and condenser is filled with liquid Freon. Because the heat exchange weakens, the air conditioner also starts to cool weakly. Remember that it is more acceptable for the gas to be a little low than a little high in the air conditioner. Increasing Freon causes the compressor to consume more energy and results in its overheating. Regardless of the cause, overheating of the compressor means a waste of energy. At the same time, any heating leads to a weakening of the cooling. As we said in our previous lesson, a shortage of gas also causes the compressor to heat up. That is, when there is less gas, the amount of Freon vapor entering the compressor will decrease. The compressor will heat up and energy loss will occur again. At the same time, every overheating can damage the compressor windings. So special attention should be paid to these issues. The harm of excess gas does not end there. When the Freon is more than the amount specified by the manufacturer, it will cause liquid Freon to enter the compressor and lead to its mechanical failure. I want to elaborate on this issue a bit more for you. Various means are used to prevent liquid Freon from entering the compressor. In this lesson, I will talk about only one of them. In rotary type compressors, there is a part we call a suction accumulator, where the suction pipe is connected. Manufacturers always wrap the compressor with a special cover, blanket. Since the compressor body and this part we mentioned are under the same cover, a certain part of the compressor's heat is transferred to this part. As a result, if liquid Freon enters the compressor for any reason, this part will convert a large part of it into vapor. However, some technicians remove this cover and throw it away. They think that this will prevent the compressor from overheating. However, the presence of cover is not the cause of the compressor overheating. If that were the case, the additional covers would not be placed on both the bottom and top of the compressor in inverter type air conditioners. What cools the compressor are the cold Freon vapors coming from the evaporator. In these images, you can clearly see how the compressor of an inverter type air conditioner is fully protected with special covers. Now let's see how this excess Freon got into the air conditioner. For many years, we have observed the same situation. The customers contact several technicians saying that the air conditioner heats or cools weakly. But since they cannot find the real cause of the weakness, they only add refrigerant. When does this mainly happen? The customer switches the air conditioner to heating mode because the weather is getting cold. And in this mode, it gives more or less heat depending on the air temperature. At this time, seeing that the air conditioner, which is working perfectly normal for that temperature, is heating weakly, and not knowing this, he contacts an AC technician. The technician adds gas without considering the air temperature. A little later, a second technician comes and he refills the gas again. Unfortunately, this filling is supposedly done by checking the pressure. The person doesn't know that one of the intricacies of the heating mode is setting the air conditioner indoor fan speed to auto fan speed mode. Finally, they contact us. We collect the refrigerant in the air conditioner with a recovery machine and fill the air conditioner in the amount shown on the data plate and set the indoor fan speed to auto. In this case, the fan speed will be selected by the microprocessor and according to the condensation temperature, and the air conditioner will work more efficiently. At the same time, we additionally explain to the customer that as the temperature drops, the heating will weaken. The second case is adding refrigerant to the air conditioner again without considering that an air conditioner working in cooling mode cools weakly because it is dirty, and therefore the pressure in the suction line is low. However, there are several factors that affect this pressure. The air conditioner being dirty, the fan capacitor losing its capacity, the outdoor air temperature being below the air conditioner temperature limit, for example 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, and so on. The technician who comes to check the air conditioner needs to know all this and check each one. Concluding our lesson, we want to say that no technician in the world can give an exact opinion about the amount of Freon in the air conditioner with a manifold gauge. No technician can determine this more correctly than the factory specialist who checks the amount of Freon repeatedly in factory conditions. The most correct step is to fill it with the amount of Freon shown on the air conditioner's data plate. For this, we use a recovery machine to collect the Freon into a special cylinder and fill the air conditioner by measuring it with a scale. But can't we release the Freon into the air and fill it with a scale? Absolutely not. Let's not forget that releasing Freon into the air is an environmental crime. Releasing 1 kilogram of R410A Freon into the air has the effect of releasing 2088 kilograms of CO2 over 100 years period. To neutralize this amount of CO2, 2 to 3 hectares of forest area are needed. Don't forget to like us and subscribe to us. Thank you for watching us until the end.